what's up, harpooners? We just got back from watching the Suicide Squad. Curtis, tell us what is the Suicide Squad about?
Well, first we got Gobo, Vincenzo, the cameraman extraordinaire, and myself, Curtis. And we went and saw this movie. And now the movie starts. It gets off right off the bat. Like, it starts with Amanda Waller. She wants to set up a contingency for like metahumans, people with extraordinary powers like Superman, just in case, like, so they have a backup plan if like something really, really bad was to happen, you know. So she has all these people who are locked up, you know, that she wants to put under her to control. So she has Deadshot and Harley Quinn and Killer Croc and Captain Boomerang and a couple more people, and they all get shot up with explosives so that if they disobey, they'll be killed. And I guess Amanda Waller, she got control of this enchantress, which is this goddess ghost creature who, if you have her heart, then you can control her, because like if ever she got out of control, Amanda Waller would just stab at her heart, and then she'd just be the enchantress would turn back into human form. Like, it's just like there's so much to explain with this plot, but basically all of these villains get controlled, and they're sent to take care of this enchantress lady who's way out of control, got her god brother up out of the ground and brought him into it, and so they're tearing up the city. And you go into this, and so they have to stop her. And that's pretty much the plot of the movie. Like, you know what happens. You go into this movie, and you've got Jared Leto playing the Joker. Like, you see Batman in the previews. They've got Batman Suicide Squad merch being released. You'd think there's a lot to do with the Joker and Batman in this movie, but like right off the bat, like I recognize that these are like really like secondary characters. They're plot devices for other characters in the movie. And pretty much. What did you think about the movie?
All right. Well, my first initial impression of the movie is it really wasn't very good. I think that the plot was really kind of it was very contrived, and it wasn't. It was kind of all over the place. The writing was really bad, but just the script, the lines that the characters say. My biggest problem with the movie is, it's like the old cliche to say that all the best stuff is in the preview, and with this movie, it was like true to form. Literally, every like scene that was like relevant to the plot was in the preview, and you could say that, like, if you've seen the preview, you've seen the movie.
I disagree. I feel like the preview, like I was very misled by the preview, as I discussed. Like, I felt like the Joker would be the main antagonist in this movie, and that these people were brought together to stop some sort of I ran into this movie thinking it was going to be like an espionage movie. Like, they'd have to like climb to the top of a tall building, and the Joker's at the top, and I had a way different idea about what this movie would be, and that sort of impressed me along the way. Like, okay, I'm along for a way different ride than I expected, and like there were a lot of moments for me that I found cool, that I enjoyed, and I was like paying attention very intently, because the movie made you. It made you pay attention, because Will Smith is in this movie. He plays Deadshot, and he is the main character. Like, did you see that coming? Will Smith being the main character in this movie?
Well, okay, so and this is something we had discussed earlier, is that Will Smith really is the best actor out of that entourage of characters. So I think that it's it wasn't expected, but I think it's kind of good that he had the most lines. But it's not a saving grace for this movie.
Yeah, well, they give you an ensemble cast, and Will Smith is there, and he is focused on way too much in this movie. Like, it's all about Will Smith. That's my biggest flaw in the movie, is that just like Deadshot, like, we know, like, Deadshot, he's the redemption character. He's the one who's got a daughter, and he wants to he wants to be with her again and get out of prison. He's an assassin, so there's no way he's gonna get out of prison and be with his daughter, just like it's just something that he wishes he could have so much. But he doesn't regret being an assassin at all. He doesn't like want to make his life any better. He just wants to be a bad guy and also have his daughter. Like he wants to have his cake.
Yeah.
He should go ahead and be a much bigger deal than he is. Like have a ton of money and be at like the top of the chain.
Another glaring oversight with the writing in this movie. So I don't know. I just think Will Smith aside, Margot Robbie as Harley was fine. It was.
Yeah, she looks good. Like
she's a very attractive woman, and I think that her performance was so much based on that. But her side, she was fine. I think pretty much literally every other performance in the movie was lacking. What do you think, fans?
The whole movie just seemed forced. They could have easily turned that movie into like two good movies.
Yeah, I felt like if Suicide Squad, like if they put a different movie here, like this was too big for what like the cast of characters that they put in there. Like they've got this god character, the likes of which Amanda Waller says more powerful than anybody we've ever seen in these DC movies, more powerful than Superman, let's say, and like you put these. Like you just plop all of these characters together, and you're like right away. Like there's not even like a training montage where they like go on a mission and are successful together. Like they have a few stumbles along the way, but they're able to they just kind of just have to really wedge themselves into this situation, and it felt like it's a long movie that feels so rushed, and that seems to be a repetitive theme with these DC cinematic movies, and it's I don't know why they want to be so unlike Marvel with their continuity movies, but they don't want to be good. They want to
it's so different than the way Marvel does it, because it's like Marvel. They rely so much on the chemistry of the characters and how they work together, and it works so well in the Avengers and with Civil War and in the Captain America franchise. But so that aside, and you had mentioned something interesting earlier where you said they had so long to get this together since the release of Iron Man 1.
Yeah, man. When Marvel presents the idea that we're gonna put the Avengers on film, DC should be oh, we've got an Avengers, let's do that. It took them so much longer, and it seems like they could have they just had to they waited so long. Mm-hmm. They waited until Avengers came out, until Man of Steel came out, and it was just this isn't very impressive because you got one superhero here and you're telling the same damn story that we've seen a bunch of times. So now they get on the ball. They're like, oh, let's make it oh my god,
Yeah. Well, and what's frustrating for me when you brought that point up is that it's taken so long is the oversights, and I've already mentioned the oversights in the script. I mean, it's watching this movie, you'll hear these lines by these characters, and it's just what were they thinking? But that aside, the overall the stylistic form of the movie, as well as the CGI, the graphics, the costumes, I just think it's not good. It's not as good as it should be. I mean, Killer Croc is a great example of that. The CGI on Croc was very poor. He was disproportionate.
The goddess form of the Enchantress was very it looked so 90s. It just made me think of it made me think of the Supergirl movie.
That bad?
Yeah, they had a moment in the end where Supergirl's made to they were just not good films being brought to my mind in this. But I can say that the movie's bad. I wouldn't call it 27% on Rotten Tomatoes bad, and I wouldn't say that I disliked it, because I'm paying attention very intently to this movie, noticing its flaws, but loving it all the same, because they did a couple of things right. They were like, it was just fun to be along for the ride, but just like wanting so badly for there to be something else here. Like, this seems like Suicide Squad 2, and like, if Suicide Squad 1 was really successful and they had made it like a type of thing where they had made a competent movie, you know? They had made like an espionage movie where they had to do a big mission together, and they clumsily brought it together and were able to, you know, become a team. Instead, they just kind of just roll together as just like, oh, we kind of have to roll with these soldiers. We have to walk together. Oh, we'll fight these monsters. Yeah. And the monsters that the Enchantress goddess created were, oh man, they were so bad. Yeah. Like, they were just like creepy, like alien rock wormy, like
pimplehead guys.
Yeah, like I couldn't believe it. Like, I see these things, I'm like, this is what they came up with?
Literal faceless henchmen.
Yeah.
Literal.
Yeah.
And they died like putties.
And they were like putties, and she was like absorbing people and turning them into her slaves or soldiers. They kept saying soldiers so many times in that movie. I didn't know why that was such a theme. Friends. Well, like, they used friends, like Bruce Wayne used friends at the end there. And like I didn't think that he overused Batman. Like, they just used Batman in the beginning to like show that he had captured a couple of the thieves.
Right.
I thought it was pretty good. Leading in like the intro, introducing the characters. Like, I thought they rushed into it. Like, they kind of just like this is the plot of the movie. These are our characters that we're talking about. Like, like I felt like we could have met the characters like a tiny bit before they went into that dinner scene where they introduced everybody. Like, it didn't take its time as much, but once they got into that flow of introducing like Harley, where Batman punches her in the face, and Captain Boomerang gets captured by the Flash. You get to see the Flash a little bit in this movie.
Cool, yeah, that was interesting. All right, so I think what we need to talk about, which I think a lot of the viewers, you know, who have seen the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, you shouldn't be watching the video because we're talking about.
Yeah, we've talked about everything that's happened in this movie.
But Jared Leto as the Joker. I can say I'm pretty disappointed because I like Jared Leto as an actor a lot. I think that the Joker has been portrayed very well. I think it's a very high bar to be set up to, you know, with Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson and even Cesar Romero and Mark Hamill. I mean, it's just like everybody who's played the Joker has done it so well, and I can't say that he played that character well.
Well, he just seemed like he was just high. Like, he was just a drugged out meth lord. Like, and he didn't seem like all that malicious, and I thought it was cool. Like, wherever he went, he just had a bunch of people just gun people down, and just like went wherever he wanted to. Just like
ridiculous costumes.
Like, like the Joker had no trouble getting anywhere, anytime in this movie. Like, he just walked freely. Like, nobody was fucking with him.
Let's take a comparison here. So, let's look at the best performance of the Joker of all time, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. As opposed to this movie. So every time Heath Ledger's Joker was on the screen, every time he was involved in some aspect of the plot in that movie, it was very contemplative, and it was like, you know, it was dastardly, but also like underhanded. So it was like there was always like some complex plan that he was working out. You know, like, you know, the two ships with the detonators on the different things, or, you know, where he robs the bank at the beginning and he kills off all the other guys, and he steals the school bus. You know, that's how I see the Joker. This Joker, he's kind of just like a bad guy in you said, an espionage movie, or like a bad guy from like a cop.
He's a gangster.
He's a gangster.
He's like a modern day gangster, and I feel like, to be fair, like, we've got two different Jokers here. Like, the Joker in The Dark Knight is a temporary like foil for the Batman. Like, and like he's not around for long. He learns about him quickly. He takes care of him quickly. Like this Joker is an established like crime lord in Gotham who can't be touched. Like and they established that as the character, and I feel like I want to see more of him and her, and because I felt the love there between the two characters, and there was a little problem in the writing for me, is that I feel like the Joker wouldn't. He was very compassionate towards Harley Quinn, and usually, like, I feel like the Joker is very cold and just like it's all her affection towards him that keeps her around. It's not that they're so in love, you know. It's that she's so in love with him, and he can use her for anything that he wants, like just without question. And that I didn't like. There wasn't any point in this movie for that to be the dynamic. It was all about him rescuing her from prison, and it would have been like there was the part in the movie where he captures her back from them, and they try to hit the button to explode her neck, and it doesn't work, and they're like, "Oh, it's been deactivated." I'm like, "How? Like how
there was a dude,
the dude in the prison deactivated?
Yeah, he had the tablet with the goon holding the knife to her neck. He was on the helicopter with Joker, and you saw him press the deactivate button.
Oh, okay. Well, there was too much of a gap there, for me, like in time to establish that had actually happened.
I think that if they would have taken any sort of subtle approach to like really any of these scenes, it could have been a good movie. I feel like it's so frustrating because the source material is there. The actors have except for Jai Courtney, have the talent to portray these characters, well and passionately. But the writing was just over the top. And
there's something else about the Joker. This version of the Joker that we see in this movie is that he's such a secondary character with kind of a big role. He plays. He's in a lot of the movie, but he never interacts with the Batman, and that's kind of.
They never speak, but they're in scenes together. Like Batman was riding in his car when he crashed it into the lake, and then.
And then Joker escapes. Harley gets arrested, and just like it was never. It was all her shooting at him, like saying, "Get out of here, Bats." He never said anything to him.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it was nothing said about the Batman. Like there was no obsession this movie was not supposed to be about Batman. There was Batman characters. Batman's in it a little bit, and
it's not a Batman.
It's very much a side movie, and they could have made a very competent side movie in this saga of films, where you can include like a bunch of like side characters in the cinematic universe, and it didn't work.
I think it's that phrasing you used is really interesting because I think it's going forward. DC is going to continue to franchise their films. They're going to make the Justice League and Wonder Woman and Aquaman and all that other crap, and it's like. In the grand shuffle of things, in 5 years and 10 years, is Suicide Squad going to be forgotten? And that's kind of like, I think it will be. I think that, especially if they, and I really hope they do make a good Justice League movie. I have an unbelievable amount of pessimism towards it. But if they go forward and make a great Justice League movie, no one is gonna remember or care about this movie at all.
Yeah, well, like people weren't too happy about the Batman v Superman movie either. It's just like Marvel goes ahead and releases like Civil War, and I bet Doctor Strange will be beloved. Probably won't make a ton of money, but people will like it.
We'll see what happens with Doctor Strange. That's kind of a that's kind of a risky character to make a movie out of. But after Ant-Man, I'm like. do whatever you want, Marvel. Like you can't
Strange
really
is
do anything
weird.
wrong.
Doctor Strange is weird because like he's not like that important enough, like of a character, but he's just important enough a character that he needs his own movie to introduce himself.
Yeah.
Like
See,
you can't Black Panther him into that into a movie and just like oh hi, I'm Stephen Strange, master of mysticism. I will fix everything, you know, and he's gonna.
Yeah.
Like Infinity Wars is gonna end by Stephen Strange being like and just like
by the
everything's
way,
back to normal.
we're good. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That's how irrelevant DC is right now in the comic world. Is that we're reviewing a DC movie and we just went on a tangent about Marvel heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so anyway, Suicide Squad. Some people might like it. Honestly, there were parts that I liked. The Flash was great. Margot Robbie.
I think
He's
anytime
very
they
attractive.
did like flashbacks was cool because
Yeah.
it was all just comic stuff.
Batman
that
punching her in the face. Yeah, that was
all fan servicey comic flashback stuff. Like that was the stuff I enjoyed. And like Will Smith, like I enjoyed Deadshot as a character. Like I just wish they didn't. I wish they had just given everybody a chance to shine. I wish Captain Boomerang would have been in there a little bit longer. I wish.
Right.
I wish that the what's her name. Like I don't know if they're gonna make another movie. This movie like seems like it's gonna tank, but I don't like. You know what? It's not.
No, it's not gonna tank.
No.
It's not gonna tank because people really like Harley Quinn and the Joker. And
Well,
Yeah.
they're setting up. This is all just like a setup for those certain characters.
yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna see them return, and we will see. I feel like we'll get a bit more
Yeah.
satisfaction
You'll
from
find out more
the Joker
why
character.
The Joker, Batman, Superman, he doesn't give two shits about, he destroyed Superman.
Yeah.
And why isn't he going after the Joker?
Yeah, why isn't anybody going after the Joker for that matter? Just
Yes.
like he just like did whatever
Like,
the hell
what
he
does
wanted.
he have
Nobody
on
mentioned
Bruce?
him.
Yeah.
But Amanda Waller's not like, hey, somebody stop that Joker while we're at it. He's gonna mess everything
Yeah.
up.
He was like kind of an afterthought, Maybe that's why.
He's like an untouchable.
Maybe that's why he seems so unimportant to the plot. Is because none of the characters acknowledged that he existed, like ever,
Except Harley.
except Harley. And it's like, which is like that's the core of her character, so it'd be hard to do a movie
Which
without doing
makes you
that.
think, did he really die?
Well, he didn't die. He,
No, he
he
came
showed
back
up. He
at the
showed
end.
up back at the end.
Yeah, and he busted.
Or is that all in her head? Because she's not all there.
I don't think we're
Yeah, we're gonna see the Joker
we're not
again.
Christopher
Yeah.
Nolaning here. I think it's
That's
whatever
true.
happened is what happened.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened on screen. But
So
we're gonna see the Joker again, and because there's gonna be a solo Batman film, and there has to be some point in this cinematic universe where those two interact on film. So if it's not in the next Batman film, it'll be somewhere down the line. But I feel like we'll get a little bit more satisfaction from the character and from the actor, and he'll get more of a chance to shine. Just like he kind of just like grunted and moaned.
Yeah,
and just
I
like,
just- I think that, like I said, I'm a big fan of Jared Leto's work. I don't think this is the right role for him. I think he has a very specific demeanor about him, and I just think the Joker, he's a little, it's hard to say, but he's over the top in his portrayal of the Joker. It's just that, that he's trying too hard, it seems like.
yeah, there were a few moments where I felt like he was trying to.
So, but anyway, so we'll wrap it up here. So, overall impressions of the movie. I think it could be worth seeing if you're a big DC fan, if you like Harley Quinn, if you're a fan of Margot Robbie and her, body and stuff. It's tremendous. It's very visually. The CGI is pretty poor, but the visual style of the film is very like bright and colorful and stuff. So it's not completely unwatchable, but I just really, as a fan of superhero movies and comics and the whole universe of that stuff, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. So, Curtis.
I'm gonna give it a pass. I enjoyed watching it throughout. Like I could tell you were hating it, like because I know what you dislike in movies, and I'm very forgiving of a lot of things in movies. I will forgive a movie for a lot of its flaws. So like I might watch it again at some point, and I just like try and catch a few more things because I was paying attention very intently to the movie. I didn't find myself bored at any point. Well. Yeah, it was pretty long, but like...
There was a couple of boring parts, sorry.
Yeah, but I give it a pass. What about you, Vince?
It's worth a watch.
Yeah?
It's worth a watch.
As incompetent as it is, you get a 2 out of 3 thumbs somewhere in the upper region. So, thanks for watching again, Harpooners. We just saw Suicide Squad. Go see it for yourself to check it out, or not. You know, whatever you want to do. But we're here in Albuquerque. We didn't get to see the Isotopes games. We bought some hats even, you know, but we went and saw this movie and we made a review for you, and we're going to have Nerd picking up pretty soon. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.